everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. Story time about how I got fired after my client peed on herself. Now, of course, y'all know that I have not worked no real job in about 6 years. Because, baby, I've been blessed to run my own business successfully for about 5 years. So y'all know I went to esthetician school. So I'm like, if I'm going to get a job and do anything for some extra money, let me do something within my field. Wrong. And I don't know, sometimes you get these feelings, these gut feelings where you just kind of feel something. Baby, I had that gut feeling. I felt something. So this has also told me to just trust your intuition. When you feel something on the inside, baby, that's what it is. Okay, so y'all, I'm not going to take too much of y'all time. So let me start from the beginning. Let me start with the hiring process. So when I did my interview with the guy. I'm not going to name names because I don't plan on this blowing up or getting viral, but I don't think anybody ever does off their story time. I'm really just visiting to my sisters, baby. But anyways, let's name this man Paul. So I do an interview with Paul. Interview goes great. Paul really asked me questions about myself, how I was raised, what do I do? And I haven't done an interview in a while, so I'm thinking, oh, this is a good interview. He's really trying to get to know me, like as a person, as my character, my morals. Okay. So the interview goes great, right? At the end of the interview, he's like, I'll be in contact with you at least by Thursday. I think this interview was on like a Monday. He contacts me, I think that Wednesday, and was like, hey, we want to move forward with the hiring process. Are you still interested? So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, because I felt like the vibe was good. The energy was good. Why not? Baby, I'm finna tell y'all why not. Okay, so he's like, I need you to come back and do a practical. And if you are in the beauty field or whatever, you know that a practical is basically like a test to see your skills, see what you can do. Okay? So I go back, I want to say maybe that Sunday, and I do a practical. And mind y'all, I took my nails off for this practical because I'm like, when I really took my esthetician practical, I took it seriously. So I did this the same exact way. Girl, I should have kept my damn nails on. I'll tell you that much. Okay, cool. So I do the practical. Everything goes great. So I think my first day was like that next Monday. My first day was November the 24th. So prior to my first day, I had to do training. So I get in contact with the owner and everybody's so happy to have me. Everybody's like, oh, we're so excited to have you. This is going to be great. There's a girl that I'm going to mention later, but she's like, be ready to make money. So I talked to the owner. She tells me about the training. She's like, it's a online training courses or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So, tell me more about it. But wait, I also asked her, do I get paid for said training? She says, yes. Let me call you. I should have known it was something. So this lady calls me and tells me that there's 80 courses I have to complete. 80. So I'm already kind of in my head like, 80, friend? Yes, baby, 80. But the way she broke it down to me was like she only cared about certain courses getting done. So I did that. I completed that one. I want to say in like the first 3 days. And mind y'all, during the same week, I have finals because I'm also in school getting my fucking degree. Okay, I finished that. Cool. I'm not even going to get too much into training. There wasn't much to say. I asked her how the payment went. She said to let me know basically how many that I finished within the day or how many I finished that week and let her know. And she will apply the extra hours to my check. Yeah. Okay, so boom. First day. I get there. Nobody's there at the front. I actually had to text the owner to let her know that I was there because nobody was there to tell me clock in. This is what you do. Nothing. Mind you, this is my first day. So I'm like, okay, I'm an esthetician. I can figure it out. Now, the first day is important because this is when I meet the manager. We're going to call her Kim. So there was a girl at front that eventually came to the front. And I'm talking to the other massage therapist because it's also a massage place, whatever. So I'm talking to one of them and I asked them, is that the manager? She's like, no, you'll know her when you meet her. Girl, I should have listened to her because, yeah, I knew exactly who she was when I met her. So I meet Kim, the manager. She is so performative. Y'all, she's extra. It's very much so. She's like, oh my God, give me a hug. You're so pretty. Your lips are so pretty. Your makeup is so beautiful. I'm kind of like, girl, hey, I'm not really matching energy because I'm trying to fill her up. I'm trying to size her up. I need to see, like, what's all of this? You don't know me. So, And the lip comment struck me as weird. I honestly felt like I was on the auction block. I'm not going to lie to you. It was like she was sizing up my appearance, sizing up how I looked, sizing up how I sound. It was very weird to me. She's calling me Bookie Butt, all these names. I'm just taking it in. I'm an observer, y'all. Like, I talk, but I also watch. So I'm watching because I'm just very interested as to what is all of that. So they made sure to let me know that add-ons and upgrading services was very important. So that first day, not only did I sell a product, I also upgraded the service. And all of the clients loved me. I only stayed there 2 weeks. It wasn't even a full 2 weeks because I only worked 3 days because I still had my own regular schedule where I was taking my own clients, which I let that be known. Keep this in mind. But I already had clients rebooking. Like for weeks out, I had clients already trying to come back and see me. But this is when everything starts to take a turn. What did I say I was going to call that girl? Oh, Kim. Yeah. Okay. So Kim, she's giving me compliments, y'all. She's like, oh, you're so great with the clients. I love how you interact with them. I love how you come out to the spa area and greet them. Telling me about all the people that they had before me. Now, I am throwing in backstories because it's important for the ends, okay? They had previously told me they had hired a girl. Her name was Naya because I go by Naya, but they're like, no, we don't want to associate you. So apparently Naya got an assault charge and a restraining order put on her. That's what I was told. So I made a mental note of that because when you start working at jobs and they start telling you about crazy stuff that people did that left, it's always 3 sides to a story, baby. Your side, they side, and the truth. So y'all just put that up there. So anyways, this is a Friday. This was like my second day. I got there 2 minutes late. I was supposed to be there at 1 o'clock. I walked in at 1:02. So after my clients, Kim comes in there and she's like, hey, let's just make this a thing where you don't come in too late for your clients. Make sure you come in like 30 minutes before, okay? So I'm like, oh, where's that Bookie butt and all that other stuff? Making a note of that. Then she begins to ask me, would it be possible on a Wednesday for me to go to their Cartersville location and train? Baby, Cartersville was never mentioned to me. Not when I was doing that 80 course training, not when I got hired, and not at my damn interview. So no. I'm not just going to do what you say just because you're telling me that's something that needs to be done. If that training needed to be done, you needed to make it possible before I even started this job. Okay? So I politely told her, no, ma'am, because on Wednesdays, I still take my own clients. And I told her that as well. I let that be known. I let that be known before I even got hired, babes. I have my own business. I promise y'all, after that, I could see the switch happen. Like in real time, I seen the switch happen. All that Bookie butt, all that shit, that was over with. But I proceed with my day. I only worked there 3 days. So I believe the next day I came in, she wasn't even there. And the next day that I came in after that, she was there, but she was just acting real weird. And I'm thinking, let me not overthink it, but I'm feeling the energy shift. I can feel it, right? Now there's another girl that worked there. And this is important, y'all. This is important. I'm going to say her name because, girl, I hope you see this. I was not able to find you, but her name is Bianca. So Bianca gets let go. I only worked with her that Friday. That Saturday I come in, they said Bianca's no longer with us. But mind y'all, Bianca had been there 2 years. And when I'm asking one of the massage therapists about it, she's kind of like whispering to me, we're in the break room. And then she proceeds to tell me that the owner sometimes probably watches the camera and they have sound. So we need to be hush-hush about us having this conversation. Girl, so I get to looking around like she be listening to us? You don't think that's weird? It's important to note that the owner told me that she had just had some back surgery and that she was at home on bed rest. Girl, that lady on bed rest while that manager up there ruining that girl business. But back to the point. Bianca gets let go. So in my mind, I'm making a mental note. Are y'all getting rid of all the girls? Is that what's happening? Because let me know now. I also was letting my fiance know about all of this, y'all. All these feelings I was having, I was saying them out loud because it felt like it was some weird shit going on. Bianca gets fired. I feel it's a shift in the air. I feel like it's something that's about to happen. But I'm new, so I mind my business. I keep on going. All right, y'all, so I keep on going. I keep doing my job, my due diligence, coming in, doing what I'm supposed to do. I also wanted to mention there is another esthetician that works there. She's a little bit older than me, so it's only me and her. So when I originally came in and made sure I left the room or whatever, because she comes in after me, she works Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and I believe Sunday, because I only works Monday, Friday, Saturday. So I would make sure the room was clean or whatever. So my first day there, I made sure that I made the room look as close to what it looked like when I came in. And then I also left her a little sticky note, real cute like. I left her a sticky note that said, hey, I hope I did everything to the best of my ability. If there's anything that needs to be fixed, let me know. Okay, cool. Keep this in mind. So she texts me back, and she texts me and asked me how my first day was. Am I comfortable with upgrading services? Whoop de whoop. And then she also mentioned that there was something wrong with the room. She brought up the steamer. She said that the steamer and the mag lamp was super sticky, had fingerprints all on it. She made sure to tell me where the barbicide was, the wipes, all that, this, that, and the third. Mind y'all, I wipes everything down. So I can't vividly remember whether I did or did not. But I ate that up because I'm like, okay, cool. If you're saying that was the only thing that was wrong, I'll make sure that's done the next time. So this same Monday that I come in and only had that one client, it's slow, all the things. I come in and that steamer got handprints on it. Handprints on it, water still in it. So I politely do the same thing that she did me. I text her and let her know, hey, steamer looks a little messy. What's going on with that? But not even in a sense, I'm just like, so do you want me to leave the water in here when I leave? Like, how would you like it done? Because, you know, you didn't ask me, so let me ask you. I feel like this is important to note because it's very often we're seen as combative, aggressive, and problematic. I was not trying to be either of those things, and I made that very clear. But I feel like sometimes it don't matter what you do. That's what you're going to get pinned as, just because we're who we are. Okay, cool. So that was one thing. Another thing that I noticed, they were out in the front area, the front spot area at the reception desk eating sushi. They asked me if I wanted some. I said, no, thank you. Not only do I not eat sushi, but I just don't think it's appropriate for us to be eating in front of where the clients come in at. Eating sushi at a spa out here instead of the break room is kind of crazy to me. I don't know, but I'm not judging because I'm not here to do that. I don't think they like that, y'all. They also asked me if I wanted cupcakes. Like, damn, why y'all keep trying to feed me, baby? I'm here to do facials. I'm here to get the word. They asked me if I wanted a cupcake because it was another girl's birthday, and I told them no, thank you. And this is also important to mention that I asked them the first day how did lunch breaks work or whatever, and the receptionist that was there that Monday that I first started, she told me that it was fine that I went somewhere as long as I made sure I stayed in the vicinity and I let them know that I was leaving. So I did that. The only place that I went to and actually physically went to, walked to the Publix that was right next door in the same plaza. I did not eat my food in the break room because I just feel like I shouldn't have to be confined and constrained to this room while I'm eating my lunch. That's crazy to me. The next thing I would like to mention is, was it still that same Monday? Girl, everything happened that Monday because I was only there, 5 days? So that Monday that I came in, the same massage therapist that was talking to me about Bianca, she also mentioned that, hey, somebody told me you were 10 minutes late. I said, excuse me? Come again? I said late? Baby, I was 2 minutes late. I was supposed to be here at 1 o'clock. I came in at 1:02. And furthermore, why would I, mind y'all, the app that I'm clocking in on, you can only clock in 5 minutes prior to when your shift starts. So even if I got there at 12:30, baby, I couldn't clock in till 12:55. So what are we talking about? And I'm getting paid hourly? Mama, what are we talking about? But that also registered to me, like started computing in my head. Y'all been talking about me. That's what I'm getting at. Y'all been having some type of conversations where y'all are mentioning me. That's crazy. Now this same massage therapist was asking me if I wanted to swap services, where she gets a facial, I do her a massage, and then I guess she could tell my vibe that I wasn't really interested in doing that because, baby, I done already graduated from esthetician school. I done already did a whole bunch of free services and whatnot. I'm not interested in that, you know? I think that bothered her. So she just was like, well, you know, you still get paid. Like, that time block is still paid for. I'm still not interested, Bookie. I'm here to actually work with real clients, not the massage therapist. Now, I will say this same girl came to me on that last day and she asked for my Instagram. And I told her that I would give her my business Instagram because I'm not a fan of mixing business and personal. And these are reasons why. I feel like the lines get, you know, very blurred. I'm not here for that. I want to keep it very clear. This is strictly business and business only. I don't think they like that, sister. And honestly, it was so bad that the owner had to text me and basically apologize for it not being that many clients, because they knew that it was only 1 to 2 clients, 2 to 3 clients, whatever. And it's so crazy to me because that same day that I text Kim and asked her, could I leave because I only had 1 client the entire day, she proceeded to call me. Which I wish I would have recorded it, but I did take a screenshot of the call because I felt like it was weird that instead of text me back, she called me. And when she called me, she was like, I don't want you to feel like you're only coming in for 1 to 2 clients a day, but go ahead and get out of there. I'm going to get you booked. Don't worry, girl. I got your back like a bra strap. Girl, what the hell? So again, my internal weird. It feels weird, very performative, very fake, you know, like, girl, what? But again, I'm not tripping too hard because I am getting paid hourly. So it's like, okay, cool, whatever. I also want to make note that the first time that I left early, it was Kim's suggestion, because I had to work Friday and it was from 1 to 8, and I only probably had like 2 clients that day. It's probably 6 o'clock, I want to say. She's like, well, you can go ahead and get out of here because it's not going to be anybody else to book for the day. I'm going to go ahead and block your schedule off. It's fine. Go ahead and leave. I didn't even ask her. And this is my whole reasoning, feeling like, okay, so when there are slow days, I can leave, right? No. And it's even crazier that I said that about the food thing, the leaving thing, because that last day that I worked this past Friday, that morning when I came in and was at the computer, I seen one of the massage therapists come in with Chick-fil-A. So I don't know if you can't, and then her schedule, her bookings had already started. So that means you had to leave while you had clients, right? But I thought we couldn't do that. I thought that was leaving the premises. Or was that just for me? Okay, so y'all remember I told y'all that the app, I could not clock in until 5 minutes before the shift, right? So once I had texted her that first day that I had made it, I also texted her and let her know that I never received the information to be able to log into the app, okay? This is important. After that, she texted me and she's like, well, I set your password as such and such. Here, here's the password. Feel free to change it if you want to, whatever, okay? Cool. So I only worked again. That was Monday. So that Friday I came in, I still wasn't able to clock in because the app wasn't working on my phone. And I also showed that to Kim when I got there, that it wasn't working. So she ended up having to fix my hours. This is important to note because the owner texted me and said, be sure to get your hours fixed. She didn't say anything about me being late or this being a thing, being repetitive, nothing like that. She just told me to be sure to get my hours fixed. But she also was like, because if you weren't able to clock in, your hours weren't being accounted for or whatever. But I'm like, I'm the one that had to text you and ask you. So again, this is important to note that this whole time thing, this is what was going on with that. And then I also want to mention that while Kim was fixing my hours, I was telling her, she was like, well, what time did you get here? And I'm like, 1:02. But I'm like, don't y'all got cameras? Remember that? I'm like, don't y'all have cameras? So, in case you want to verify, you can also check that. Because I also thought I had got a picture, but I didn't have no storage when I walked in. Because I'm telling y'all, something about this whole experience was just making me feel as though I needed to be documenting. I needed to be recording. But, I made content. So I'm thinking that's what it's for. Whole time, Spirit was like, no. So again, this is the last conversation. When she said that 30-minute thing and this being that was the last thing that I heard about time, what time I got there, all the things, because I was making sure that I was getting there on time, right? So after this, y'all, I'm just feeling weird. Something's feeling weird. So I decide I'm finna go do me a little research. So I decided to go look at the reviews. Don't say nothing because maybe I should have did that before, right? But I actually did. I looked at their social media and stuff. So I was like, okay, this seems cool. Seems like something I can get into, right? Wrong, sister. So remember I mentioned Naya. Naya had nothing but great reviews on their website. Nothing but great reviews on the Google reviews. Nothing. I didn't see anything but good things about her. But it's so crazy because if I would have gone off of what they were telling me, I wouldn't have thought she was that good. And then I also figured out that they did a name change. They were, I'm assuming, a franchise company, and then they got under like a corporate company. I'm not really sure how that worked out, but they had a name change. And I seen that name within reviews. So I decide I'm going to Google that name. And baby, AI went ahead and spelled it out for me. I really didn't even have to do much digging. They told me exactly why the brand was changed over. And I see why, because all this stuff adds up for me. But again, I'm also thinking, okay, it's maybe not that serious. Like, not, you know, because sometimes you question if you're overthinking when you're in situations where you feel like somebody is playing with you. Like, am I really being played with right now? Because that's what I was starting to feel like, sister. Is they playing with me? Am I tripping? I also want to mention that the whole time that I was there in between clients, I did nothing but sit in the esthetician room, walk in the spa area, or sit back there at the computer with the appointments, bookings, checking for the clients in the future to come, checking their details, reading back up on like the products that they were used or what kind of facial they got, just trying to get informed, right? I would even go in the esthetician room and look at all the products, read that. I even made a whole checklist of like notes of the products that was there. And I'm going to put that right there so that y'all can see that I was actually taking this serious because, like I said, I'm a baby in the esthetician game. I wanted to learn more. I came there to further my education in what I was doing. And I also let that be known in their interview and with the practical. All I was asked to do was a basic facial. They didn't ask me to do nothing more, nothing less. This is important, sisters. So remember this. So much so to one day, Kim, she walks past the room and she's like, look at you just in here giggling to yourself. I love that. Because what? I was in there literally twiddling my damn thumbs because it wasn't nothing for me to do. So I was in the room, and mind you, they keep it so cold in there. I see why it's so cold. It's cold, like damn cold on the inside. Go, bitch, go. I even at some point had a little heater in there. What else? What else would y'all want me to do? What else do y'all expect me to be doing? There's no clients here. What am I supposed to do? What am I gonna do? But I was also aware of that. Like, let me do something with my time. So one of those days, I believe it was also that slow ass Monday I was telling y'all about. I went up to the front and I asked the receptionist, would she like me to help her fold the laundry? Because that was their responsibility, to do the laundry, make sure we had hot towels, clean the robes, all that, right? So I actually go out there and I sit and I fold the laundry. I'm watching my little TikTok. I'm folding the laundry when really I could be at home folding my own goddamn laundry. But no, I'm still keeping it cool. I'm still, you know, trying to be as helpful as possible because I'm paid hourly. And I'm also still bearing in mind, like they've already told me, there are cameras. So I want to make sure it looks like I'm being as effective as I can be around here, okay? I am doing my part. They wasn't doing theirs. Some of y'all are probably like, get to the end, but I feel like all these micro things happening, all these little things are really important, like to how everything just kind of like was building up, you know? So let's get to the last day that I come in, which is December the 5th. I get there about 12:52. That's right when I walked in the door because I remember I couldn't clock in until 12:55. And I also had took a screenshot of my schedule. For some reason, like I said, my ancestor, somebody, God, was telling me that I needed to document this to show that I only had one client on a book, and that client wasn't until I think like 2:15. I'm gonna put a screenshot because, like I said, I was feeling like I needed to record these things. Girl, let me take a sip for real because my nerves get bad just thinking about that day. Anyways, I come in and the same girl, the receptionist who I helped fold the laundry with, and also whose birthday it was, she was there. There was no Kim. She even made a comment that I felt was weird. She had a $40 tip that was sitting right there on the reception desk, and she brought it up. She was like, yeah, there's a guy that tipped me and the other massage therapist that did his massage, tipped her $40 and tipped him $100. She was like, yeah, if you don't have a boyfriend, I think you guys would have been great together. Now, if you check my page, you'll see I'm whole ass engaged and I'm gay. But they didn't know that because I feel like as a black woman, a gay black woman at that, and a woman, I have 3 dynamics that's against me already. So I don't go into spaces introducing myself as a gay woman or, you know, bringing up my engagement. That's not my personality. And also, that's my personal business. So no, they didn't know that. So it was quite odd to me that she would say that. Anyways, let's get to the client that peed on herself. So y'all, they already told me that she was a little elder. She had hearing loss, memory loss, and a few other things. And I had also read the client's files because you could go on there and read the client details. So I had read that, and it was an alert right when it pops up, memory loss, hearing loss, like, you know, be aware, basically. So I set up for my client as soon as I get there, and I'll show y'all my setup. I always set up like this. Like, I made sure as soon as I got in, I checked the books, I went in there, I set my room, no matter what time my client was, okay? This is so important, y'all. So this same client that they put all these alerts on, she goes in there and gets a 60-minute full body massage. Not only does she get a 60-minute body massage, her husband comes back in there and asks them, could they make it 90? And then after this massage, she has to come to me and get a 50-minute facial. Now, I just told y'all this lady has memory loss, hearing loss, and a whole bunch of other shit. Remember that. So I go and wait for her because there's a space that they put clients when they're having a spa day that you can go and get them. I go and wait for her. The massage therapist that did her massage comes out and she goes ahead and give me the rundown. Like, she has very bad short-term memory. Like, she was basically egging it on more, like making sure I knew how serious it was. So, you know, me, I'm still thinking in my head, why the hell is she here? But also I'm like, okay, you know, I'm professional, so I can handle this. I'm cool. The lady goes to the bathroom. When she comes out of the bathroom, I help her get to my room. She gets in the bed. Cool. We get her situated. All right. As I'm doing her massage, I realized that her memory is really bad, y'all. She asked me what I did for Thanksgiving like 4 times. I almost told her I went to Miami the last time and the moon the 5th time. Because seriously, you asked me, you know, and I'm not even getting impatient with her, but I just felt like, you know, it felt like 51st dates type shit. Like, you know, she really was forgetting everything she was telling me and she was just repeating the same things over again. Mind you, I'm still being very patient because my heart kind of feels for her. Now, one thing this lady did remember is that her husband was very kind to her and that he loved her. Remember that. So after I take off her mask, she all of a sudden says, ooh, I gotta pee. But it wasn't in a sense that I felt like she had forgot to tell me that she had to pee. Like, she knew she had to pee internally, you know, but her memory was bad. So she just didn't remember to tell me, oh, I have to pee. Girl, so I get up because I'm like, okay, let's get you situated. Do you need help getting up? And she's like, yes, I need help. And then she's like, oh, you better hurry. Girl, what? Y'all, so I have to help this lady get out the bed. Now, mind you, I have on scrubs, but I am not a CNA. So she's really trying to put her weight on me to help her get her out of this bed. And she didn't have nothing on under this robe. And it's nothing against this lady because, you know, her mind, it's not her. But I feel like she should have never been permitted to be able to do all these services in one day. Y'all, so I'm trying to hurry up and get this lady to the bathroom. We make it to the bathroom. All right, y'all, so I get this lady out my room. And then we get in the hallway. And she's walking a little slow because, like I said, she's a little elderly, and she just kind of looked out of it. Like I said, she also had memory loss, all these other things. Y'all, so we hit that corner, make it to the bathroom. She opens the door, and as I'm looking to make sure that she's getting into the bathroom, I see her she starts to pee on the floor. I see the pee coming out from the bottom of her robe. Sister. In my head, I feel like it's moving in slow motion because she's trying to also get in the bathroom while she's peeing on herself to shut the door. Because I feel like, you know, even though she got memory loss, she's embarrassed. She knows right now in this moment that she's peeing on herself. So when she closed that door, I go to the front. And by this time, Kim done got to work. So it's Kim and the other receptionist I told y'all about earlier that's up there at the front. So I open the door and I'm like, Miss So-and-so just peed on herself. Kim look at me with the dumbest face, y'all, and she's gonna say, why didn't you press the attention button? Did your ass not just hear me say that she pissed on the bathroom floor? Are you hearing the words that is coming out of my mouth? Like, what? I'm like, girl, no, I just said that she's in the bathroom. I'm like, give me another robe because she's probably gonna need it because she done pissed on herself. Like, what is you talking about? So she's like, oh gosh. Like, now it's, I guess, setting into her that I just said this client done peed on the bathroom floor. Like, what? Like what's not clicking, Steven? So y'all, we go to the back. We go to the back and she's knocking on the door and asking her, like, is she okay or whatever. And she's like, give me a moment. You know, I guess she's in there trying to clean it up on the floor or whatever because I can kind of see like it's a paper towel going back and forth. So she's trying to clean up the mess or whatever. So Kim continuously is knocking at the door like, we got it. It's fine. Like, also give this lady a minute. Like, yes, she's elderly and all these things, but she's still a woman. And I'm sure that was an embarrassing moment for her. Child, that lady don't give a damn. So she opens the door and Kim kind of peeks inside and she goes back around the corner because the bathroom is like right here. So she's like right here. She's like she's doing all this extra shit. And I'm kind of just standing there looking at her like, is this what you call professionalism, boo? So I do have to mention there's another that works there. She's a massage therapist. Now, mind you, I told you there was her, Kim, and the other receptionist that was at the front. Okay? She goes and get this other girl. I'm going to call her Stacy. Damn, that was hard, sister. So she goes to get Stacy, and she asks her to go in there and clean the bathroom for her. Like, go in there and assist her, help her, basically. Why you had to ask her, Kim? Why her? But again, I don't know. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. Maybe she has some CNA background, baby, because I don't. So Kim kind of turns to me and she's like, did she pee in your bed? Did she pee in your bed? I'm like, girl, I don't know. As soon as that happened with her being in the bathroom, I came up there to get y'all so that we could assist her. So in the process of all of this, I do go back up there to the front, and I'm trying to talk to the other receptionist and ask her to call this lady's husband, because he said that he was going to the Publix, which is right there, like I told y'all earlier, but he not answering the phone. She also had a healthcare aide worker that came with her and her husband that dropped them off, and the receptionist said she didn't see them out there neither. What the hell is going on? So I go back to my room, and Kim is in there with a Swifter. She's like, is that pee on the floor? Is that pee? So I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know, is it? She's like, oh, I'm a mom too. That's pee, all right. Girl. So apparently she started peeing as we were walking out of the room. I don't know if it stopped while we was in the hallway and she just had to let it rip when we got to the bathroom, but baby, she did, okay? So in the process of her swifting the floor, she's like, come on, Janiyah, I got your back. Like, you know, let's get moving, basically. Because I'm still kind of sitting there and, you know, I'm like, girl. But anyways, I snap into action. I go ahead and start stripping the bed. I put me some gloves on. I start stripping the bed. I start taking everything off the bed. And I kind of feel, I'm like, it don't really feel wet. But, you know, I'm not really trying to feel it because, girl, that's somebody else peeing. I'm not a CNA, as I keep mentioning to y'all. Don't let the scrubs fool you, baby. So I strip the bed. I clean it, turn it over, or whatever. So in the process of me doing all of this, Kim decides to tell me that she had somebody else booked for me that day. Mind you, seen the schedule, it was nobody else. So when the lady comes out the bathroom and she comes back to the room, she asked me before she came out the bathroom, do you want to end the service? Mind you, the service was over at like 3:45. It was like 3:30 around that time. I'm like, yeah, I don't think she should have to get back up on this bed and try to finish out 15 minutes. That's crazy. So when she come back in the room, she's going to tell her, oh, well, Janiyah has decided to end the session today. She doesn't really feel comfortable. Girl, you don't feel comfortable either. So she changes her clothes. We get her back up to the front. Her husband is still not back, y'all. Not the healthcare worker. Nobody has came back for this lady. Now, he did tell the receptionist to tell her that she needed to go to the nail salon after, which was right next door. But why would you want this lady to go anywhere where her memory is this bad by herself? Is it me? So I go to the front to get my other client that's already sitting out there waiting on me. Her appointment time was exactly at 4:45. She had a facial, another 50-minute facial. So I get her, I greet her, you know, say her hello, you know, all the good things or whatever. She comes back in, she lays on the bed. Now, I was looking at her face and I always asked them, what's the concerns that you want to address today? Is there anything specific, you know, just trying to see. She tells me she was interested in a dermaplaning facial. So I was like, okay, we'll see if you're a good candidate for it, you know, once I get you under the light, see what's going on. So once I click on this bright ass mag light that they got in there, I see that she has on makeup. I mean, beat down, baby. She got on mascara, red lip and all. But I asked her and she's like, yeah, I called her and I told her that I had on, you know, I was in the middle of doing whatever I was doing after my work meeting. And I was just trying to see when I could schedule an appointment. And Kim tells her, oh, come right on down. Come on in. So I'm like, okay, you know, fine. I'm going to do her a double cleanse, a triple cleanse to make sure that she gets what she needs so we can actually see what's going on with her skin. Okay, I wrap it up with this client. It goes well. She wanted, we were going to do her some LED light therapy, but I could not find the cord. And I ended up texting the other esthetician after the service was done because I'm like, for future reference, I need to know where the cord is. Because I'm like, well, the next time you come, we'll make sure we do it, right? So as I'm waiting on my client to get dressed, I go up to the front and I let Kim know all of this. She's just like, Like, she's listening to me, but she's not really listening to me. And like I said, I'm really not too concerned about you, baby. I'm not here for that. So I wasn't really pressed on acting or trying to feel like, what the hell is wrong with you? What's your attitude about boo? Because I ain't here for that. So the client comes out. I tell her, you know, I did also let her know that she wasn't a good candidate for the dermaplaning because we had to do some extraction. She had some raised abrasions on her face. So it just wasn't, you know, I feel like it wasn't a good service for her to get then. And I'm not the esthetician that's going to force a service on somebody because y'all want some extra money. That's insane to me. No, ma'am. And also note this, y'all. Usually when I was checking out a client and doing this whole back and forth, she would be like, isn't she just great? Don't you just love her? It was none of that day. And she would also give me a card to write down the days that I was there. But she didn't do that this time. So I'm telling the lady, you know, what times I'm here and whoop-de-whoop, whatever. She's not saying nothing. Kim dead silent, y'all. So cool, she leaves. I go back to the back because I didn't get a chance to do my notes. I also had let Kim know that because, girl, you already had a client out there waiting on me. So how was I supposed to go do notes on this client when I already had somebody else waiting on me? And all of that was going on. Like what? So I go back to the back to do the notes on the client. And I even go back up there to ask him, what do you think I should put in the notes? Because that is kind of embarrassing and everybody can see these notes. And I don't want, anybody to read it and it feels invasive to this lady. Like, I want to be able to inform the next esthetician, but also I want it to be where it's not disrespectful as to what I'm saying about her. She's like, just, say she urined on herself. I already put it on my notes, but, I don't know. Like, that was just such a crazy question to ask her, because this has never happened to me. So I don't know what to say. I'm going to put in, I asked ChatGPT because, baby, that's my friend. That's my dog. I know what y'all, who cares? I'm not doing all that. I'm not here for the opinions right now. But I did use it because I wanted to make sure I was properly communicating what the situation was that happened to this lady so that somebody else could avoid it in the future. I do my notes or whatever. I go back up there to the front to, I do my notes. I sit back there for a minute. I go clean up my area, make sure that everything's wiped down, scrubbed down as I do. So then I go back to the front. Around this time, I want to say it's like 5:50-ish. And I say this because I was texting my friend about what was going on to keep her updated. Because I had also let her know how I was feeling about all the training and all this other stuff. I let her know, I was kind of feeling a little about everything. Y'all, I go to the front. Kim is on the computer. She's like, oh, yeah, I blocked your schedule off. I'm like, okay, like for the rest of the day. She's like, yeah. And if you have anything left there in that room, you should go get it. This is your last day. She's saying this as she's looking at this computer, y'all. And I'm kind of standing over her shoulder, looking at the computer. So this is my head. It probably turned slow to her ass like a goddamn snake. That could have got her like a goddamn dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everything started going in slow motion when she said that. Because all of this stuff was happening, but I'm still not thinking, there was no conversation in between that I thought that this would be the next step or, that this is where we were at. Even though all these microaggressions were happening to me, I could have got that hoe like a goddamn dog, okay? So I can feel her like moving. So like I said, I'm right here behind her. So she kind of like turns and gets up so that we're like facing each other. We kind of have a little bit of distance between us. So it's like the chair right there because, bitch, you know you was dead ass wrong. So she starts explaining as the words are still processing in my head. So I'm kind of just looking at her and she's like, well, I've already interviewed another esthetician. You're great. But we want somebody with a little bit more experience. She has 25 years in the game, telling me that she has all this experience with these machines and stuff, right? Remember that. So I'm listening and I kind of go ahead and say, okay, so what changed between this week and last week, baby? Because I still have the same experience, the same training, all of that when y'all hire me. Hell is you talking about? Then she goes ahead and tell me that she doesn't believe that I'm in alignment with the direction that the spa is going in. Come again, sweetie? Where is this motherfucker going? Because right now, to me, it looks like it's about to sink because of your ass. So I'm asking her that, and she can see that that's not a good enough answer for me. That's not giving me any type of substance, baby, because that's a lie. That's some bullshit. You know exactly what I did when I got in this bitch. So what is you talking about? Then she goes ahead and puts it on Paul and says, well, you were hired in a transitional period because Paul was leaving when he hired me, which I also feel like, why the hell was he doing my interview if y'all didn't trust his opinion enough or think that, with him leaving that he should be able to bring somebody in? Because everybody was introduced to me the same way in the same group message. He also put me in a group message with all of y'all. So this has been knowledge. So again, try me with something else, sweetie. What else you got? So she just standing there with this dumbass look on her face. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I don't know what else you want me to tell you. I want you to tell me. So then I started to ask her, so you've been knowing all day that this was going to be my last day? She's like, no. Bitch, you did. You did know. She's like, no, I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm like, because I didn't even have to come in here. Mind y'all, I only was coming in Monday, Friday, and Saturday. So from all the way from Monday, whatever the fuck changed before Friday. Sorry, y'all, I'm trying to get it out. Before Friday, bitch, you could have called me and told me I didn't even have to come in here. I didn't even have to put up with all this shit that I had to put up with today. Like what? She's like, I didn't know. I didn't get here until 2 o'clock today. I said, bitch, I got here at 1. What's your point? I didn't call her no bitch, y'all, because I'm still trying to be as professional as possible. I said, so what are you saying? Because I got here at 1, you got here at 2. Bitch, you could have let me know at 2:10 that you wanted to let me go. She's like, I didn't know. I didn't know. Like, she's just so flustered and so, you know, like I'm coming at her. So she's talking to me, and I'm like, am I feeling some confrontation? Are you feeling confrontational, bitch? Like, is you feeling froggy? Because I'm feeling like you about to jump. What's going on? She's like, no, I'm not being confrontational with you. I just don't know what you want me to say. I'm like, I want you to tell me what the fuck's going on. Like, what? She's like, well, you can call the owner. We're gonna call the owner Rachel. She's like, oh, you can call Rachel. You can call Rachel. Like I feel like, you know, you catch somebody in a lie or something and you want them to prove it to you. They like, well, you can call her. Call her. Like, bitch. So I'm like, no, I'm standing right here in front of you, baby. You gonna tell me why? Because I've only worked with you. I've never worked with the owner. I've never even seen Rachel ass. I barely know what the hell she looked like. I really still to this day, y'all, wouldn't even know to pick that lady out in a crowd. But that Kim bitch, oh, baby. I will remember you anywhere, ho. But again, y'all, I'm still keeping it very, like, nice and nasty because I feel like that's what she wanted from me. She wanted me to call her all type of bitches and hoes and just, you know, lash out. Like, that's what she was expecting from me, you know, because, you know. So she kind of starts, like, backing away and proceeds to sit back down in the chair. But the chair is kind of, like, turned at an angle now, like, where we're kind of, like, facing each other and I'm still standing up. So she has her phone, like how I have my iPad right here. She has her phone and she keeps like double clicking it, like. So as I'm sitting there, because I kind of had started laughing at one point, because I'm like, this shit funny as hell. Like, you really got me fucked up for real. Like, you like, yeah, bitch, you're in danger. The way she's clicking her phone, something sparked, or, you know, I don't know, like I said, my answers to God, whoever, something sparked in my head and I remembered Naya. So I'm like, oh, okay, so you putting bitches in situations where they do have to beat your ass, and that's probably why Naya caught that assault charge. So let me get the out of here before you be trying to make me seem as the aggressor, because it was only me and her in the front. I don't know who else was still there because it was like I said, it was like 6 o'clock or so. And most of the massage therapists, when they were done, they got to leave early. They didn't have to stay till close, whatever the fuck. So I'm like thinking in my head while I'm also sitting there laughing almost hysterically that this could go bad really fast. This can go bad. So while she's still doing all that with the phone, like, well, you can just call Rachel. You can just call Rachel. You know how, like, victimizing it. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Okay, this is all she told me, y'all. This is all she told me. So I'm like, you know what, bitch? I am going to do that. I can't remember if I was like, don't worry about it, baby. I am. Like, don't worry about it, boo. I am. All right, you know. So I leave there. I walk out of there, girl. I'm like, girl, fuck you. Like, I say that as I'm walking out the door because, again, I don't want to be seen, because I feel like whatever I would have done would have gave her that ammunition to feel to further prove her point as to why she was firing me. So I wanted to talk to the owner before I do anything else. So I make my car turn that bitch on quick. I mean, flip, like, you know, because I'm not mad in a sense. More so right now, I'm just feeling tried. I'm feeling very tried up because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I used to be kind of wild in my younger days, so it takes me a little build up to really get there to really want to punch a bitch fucking lights out. But how I was feeling, lights out. Good night, baby. I'm changing, sister. So I couldn't even find Rachel's phone number fast enough in my goddamn phone while I'm walking out trying to get to where I'm going. And you know what? Where I fucked up at, y'all? I should have called Rachel while I was still standing in there in front of that lady so that we all could have had a group call, because clearly you bitches have been talking about me. I called Rachel. I'm like, hello, this is Janaya from such and such. What the hell is going on? Like, this is what I'm getting told. What's happening? I need an exact reason because I'm confused as to what your manager just told me, why I'm being let go. Oh, and I forgot to mention, y'all, when I was in there talking to Kim, I'm like, so you don't let me clean up this piss, all this other shit, and you've been knowing all damn day that you were gonna fire me, let me go or whatever. And she's like, when we walked out, she was like, my husband works at the hospital. I didn't think I would be the one having to deal with the pee, kind of in a joking manner, like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about none of that. And then on top of that, I'm like, so you been knowing? She's like, well, I had to clean up pee too, and you got paid. I said, girl, I don't care about none of that. Listen to what I'm saying. So anyway, I get in the car, I call Rachel, and I'm asking her, I didn't even say what she had already told me. I'm just asking her what the hell is going on, because you the owner, right? This your business, right? She proceeds to tell me that Kim asked for permission to let me go that same day. That's what she told me. Now, I don't know how true that is. It could have been before then. She tells me that, and she also tells me that Kim told her it's been a few incidents. My bad, y'all. My light died. But anyway. So she tells me that Kim has told her it's been a few incidents. And I'm like, incidents? Please enlighten me, baby, because I haven't heard about no incidents. Hasn't nobody came to me and told me nothing. Nathaniel. So she comes and she's like, she told her that I don't be in a spa area. I don't be on the premises enough to get booked. I be late. There's a problem with my timeliness. And I'm thinking to my head, I'm not even thinking, I'm lying, y'all. I said this out loud. I said, she's lying. I said, she's lying. And don't you have cameras? You can check the cameras. You can check the cameras to further prove what the hell I'm talking about. And if that's so true, why the hell has she not said anything to me? And mind y'all, I had a great rapport with the clients already. I could name y'all facts about every single client that I took. The highest tip I got was a $40 tip. If I was doing so bad, do y'all think I would be getting tipped $40, $25, $30? Like, come on now, let's be for real. And this is only my second week. These people don't even know me. So I'm talking to her. I'm telling her all of this. And she's like, well, she's my manager. I have to back her. She's my general manager. She's my manager. I'm like, okay, but if you need to check the cameras to see that your manager is lying, you need to do so. This is your business. What the hell is we talking about? She's like, well, she's my manager. I trust her. And I've also had conversations with other people. What fucking conversations? What fucking conversations, Rachel? So I'm still talking to her. At this point, we kind of both talking because I'm like, what? Like, I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because it's clear that y'all aren't even in alignment on the reasons that y'all are deciding to tell me that y'all are letting me go. So which one of you bitches is lying? I think it was Kim that was lying, y'all. I think it was Kim that was lying to Rachel because Rachel asked don't be there. Mind you, I told her she at home a fucking bed rest. You could tell her whatever. And I also feel as though Kim was trying to make Rachel feel like we were getting booked or that there were clients coming in and I just wasn't doing my due diligence, even though, no, it was not people fucking coming in. And even the people that were coming in, I even had somebody that wanted me instead of the 25-year experience esthetician. She switched her day to my day. So what is we talking about for real?
We didn't listen to all that damn Kim and Rachel and all these people. Yeah, she ain't even finished the damn story talking about this is gonna be quick. We went 50 damn minutes into that story and she ain't finished. What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. We are on Twitch live, so if you watch me on Facebook and on Twitch, I forgot I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook live, but don't nobody be over there. Everybody watch Facebook like after the fact. Maybe they pull up, maybe they don't. I don't know, but not enough for me to give up my Twitch family. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, man. Let's get into it. Honey Mama says, it's clear they don't want you there. Depending on your state, they may not even have to give you a reason for firing you. Take your receipts and file a complaint. That's correct. Oklahoma is like one of those states. A minute with Misha says that's so unprofessional. Lying on her. Yeah. So this is the thing. This is the thing. You never want to tell another business that you have a business. Especially if you have a business in the same field. I'm gonna tell you a story about my sister. My sister is a massage therapist. So my sister, she was working for someone and she's good at what she does. She takes it very serious. Like, you know how when you see people doing everything and anything and everything in their life, but then she found her niche. My sister loved what she did as a massage therapist, and she took it so serious. She was getting client after client after client and was working for these people. And then she was like, well, I'm about to start being a mobile massage therapist. So she had a little Mustang. And if y'all don't know these massage tables, they barely fit in a damn Mustang. So she grinded it out. She did what she had to do till she was able to buy a small SUV. But she was doing all this, and she was booked and busy after hours. She was working her normal hours, and she was booked and busy after hours. The person that she was working for started to be like, none of none of none of Toya's. She ain't gonna mind me saying her name. None of Toya's clients are coming back in. Why? Because they were tired of paying him. It was like, we might as well pay you. You doing a hell of a job. And then she's going to their homes and doing these private sessions, and you know, she stayed booked and busy, right? So then she was bringing more clients in to the business. So more clients were coming into the business, and more clients. Then the company that she worked for found out she had her own mobile business, and they was like, "Oh, she's taking our clients." No, she wasn't taking their clients. She was just good at what she did. Plus, she had a mobile business. But her thing was, my sister said, I never promoted the business uh, to the clients. Clients looked her up and found her mobile business, and that's, she got most of her stuff. And that whether that's true or not, it is what it is. So, boom. This was about 7, 8 years ago. They fired her. Fired her. She came in, did a job, they let her go. They said, "Yeah, we think you've been stealing our clients and all this stuff." And she said, "I ain't got to steal y'all clients. Y'all run clients off. It's clients that come and look for me. They look up people and they find my name. And because when you set up Google businesses and stuff, they find a name, and then they know that there she goes. She got a little mobile business. Boom. So she started getting these clients, and she like, okay, I got too many clients to be mobile. I need people. I need people to start coming to me, because she's losing 30 minutes to an hour driving from one client to the next. So she was like, I need people to start coming to me. So she goes out on a limb, rents her a spot, right? And then I'm gonna tell y'all where this gets to, where, you know, what goes around comes around, and I'm gonna show y'all, because this is gonna actually turn out good. Uh, the She rents her a spot. Now she gets clients in, clients. She's like, I can't do this by myself. I need to hire someone. So she hires her first employee. Man, they scale business up. They need a bigger space, so they find a space. Now she's doing her personal clients, plus she has a lot of people coming into the spa. She's doing whatever. She gets a client in, an employee in, who's really good at what she does. Boom, that employee does well. Um, my sister says, well, we getting a lot of new clients in, and then her employee starts her own mobile business, or her own massage therapy thing. And my sister pulls her to the side and tells her, like, look, I see that you have your clients, people who have come to you. Now, I don't want you to use my space to take. It's not like technically taking our clients, but you have your own clientele and they want to see you. So I'm gonna have to let you go so you can do what I did. I don't want you to be held back by coming to here every day. You need to go and pursue your dreams. because she was like, look at what I got. I built this. And the people, she was like, the people who she was working for prior to her, they was holding her back on so many things. They was holding her back. And she was like, I noticed, I just wanted you to get yours so you didn't have to, and so you didn't feel bad about it. I brought it to your attention as if not to discourage you, but to encourage you to go out on your own. Because eventually that's what you want to do. When you in services like this, you want to become an owner. You don't want to be, you don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, giving a bunch of, you know, you don't want to be paying the boss and paying yourself, so because you're doing it for the boss. And and honestly, but my sister's clientele is crazy. Like, I'm gonna tell you, my sister did the entire cast for Hamilton. She's done the OKC Thunder. She's done, man. She's done. You know, her clientele is outrageous. Outrageous. Ain't nobody gonna take her clientele at all. But the fact of the matter is, when you work for people, you got to work for somebody who want to see you win. You don't want to work for nobody who want to keep you under their thumb, and somebody have a power to be like, oh, I don't like you, and then the owner is not micromanaging the whole business. My sister, she was like, I be in there, man. I come check on us. Everything okay? Y'all need some water? You need this? You know what I'm saying? I think they got little ways that they do stuff to make sure to check on clients, you know, periodically. But yeah, my sister still does massages, but at the same time, her massages is expensive. I can't even get the brother hookup no more. Okay, expensive. But that's how you gotta run businesses, man. You know, when you, especially things like this, like you got nail techs. If you're a nail tech, you in the shop. You in the shop to show people what you can do. You build your own clientele. Once you build your own clientele and you get some type of um, rapport with these clients, they'll start coming to see you outside of the shop. So the 100% of the money will go to you versus having to pay for rent, booth rent, and stuff like that. You know, I'm about this close from going to my toenail lady outside of the business, because man, we gotta, we like this. You know what I'm saying? She know exactly how I want my feet. She do it right. I don't gotta. I be like, man, I will pay you the $80 I pay to them. I give it to you, and just. But the whole thing is scale, like it's scaling. You got it can't just be me. It got to be a bunch of people. But the fact is, you gotta have you gotta have everything in order. And if you ready to go on your own, you better damn sure hope you work for somebody who ain't gonna be a hater. Cause the sound like the lady that she was working for was a hater. But any job, like if you're an electrician, this is what you do. You an electrician, you got all your tools, you got all your equipment, and you going out and servicing all these people. You leave them your business card. You leave them the company's card, and you leave them your business card. Cause they don't care. Like I do small services. You know, I'm building my business, and that's how they do, and that's how you get customers. Man, the people who put in my mom's, the people who put in my mom's stove, the people who put in my mom's stove, um, he was hired through Home Depot. We got his personal card because all the other stuff he do for cabinetry and all that stuff. That is how you do it. Yeah, you got to work for somebody, but you're going to build your clientele, and you do a good job. Word of mouth is going to spread. So you don't never want to work for a company like this where you're an independent contractor, like an esthetician. You went to school to learn to do something. Now, being a CNA is not like she was crapping on CNAs, but you could be a CNA, right? But I'm gonna tell you, my ex-wife, when she was a nurse, she was getting clients to do home health, so she could go do home health. And guess where she was getting those clients from? You guessed it, her job. Because they was like, oh, we love you so much, we don't want to pay the company. We just want to pay you to come through and do the same thing you already do. The medical supplies is already paid for because they got insurance. So you just come in there and everything is already there. You're not bringing nothing. They're not bringing needles and medicine and all this stuff. They come there, whatever's there, they come and do the job. That's how you get. That's how home health businesses are created.